Hello guys, in this video we are going to see how we can create a graphical user interface using the Python library Tkinter. Okay, so very fast, let's see how we can create a graphical user interface, or otherwise GUI, in Python. Okay, so we are going to use the de facto Python library for GUIs, and that's Tkinter. Okay, so let's have this creating GUIs using Tkinter, or whatever, however you pronounce it. Okay, so basically the Python GUI consists of I'll say 5 very important statements. So the first statement is to import the library itself, and then of course you give it an alias. So let's import it as TK, so that we can shorten the keyword. Okay, so let's import it as TK. Okay, so that is the first statement. Okay, the next statement here, is to create the window of our application. Okay, so we can just create a root. The most common use the variable root, or can use or anything. You can use a root or top. So for example, let's just use root. However, the top is also very okay, because it actually signifying or designating this the window of this application. You see, this is the window of an application. Okay, this is the window of an application. So that's the root, or the top. Okay, so let's top. Then we use our alias. Then we use the tk function to create the root or the window. So that's very important. Then the third important statement is I would say it's the title. Okay, the title of this app. Okay, so this is how we name it. Okay, the root, that's the window, root dot title. Okay, so we have a function, the title function. Okay, and then inside this we give the title. So that's this one. This our, that's okay, that's enough. The fourth important statement is geometry, or area size of our window. Okay, the area size of our window. Okay, so this again we are going to use root dot geometry, so using the function geometry. Okay, then we give it the size of let's have our size, let's have 400 by 500. That's enough. Okay, then of course the last statement, the last very important statement is running our application. Okay, so we run this. So just root dot, we use the main loop function to run this. Okay, so those are the 5 most important functions. The rest of statement will fall in between n of this. Okay, so just fall in between n of these. If we still need to import n additional packages, we are going to import them here. Okay, so we can save this and run it. Okay, so let's run this very fast and see if you are able to create. So you can see. So these are so you can see the title here, our GUI. So so let's change this. Let's have it. Let's change the size here. Let's have it 5 by 500. Let's see what's going to happen. Okay. Let's collapse it first, and we run it again. Let's see. You can see we have changed the size of this window. Okay. However, this response you can. So so you can manipulate it. So the size we define here is the minimum. Okay. Then we can rename this the title here. Let's have something like okay. Let's have something like this. Very fast. And run this again. Okay. So here we have our app. So from there we can add some things. Okay, so that we can make it. So this is how we start our project. Okay, so just I just request you guys to subscribe to this channel so that we can go through this project from the beginning to the end. I want us to develop a full-fledged desktop application using this Python GUI library. Okay, so let's add some stuffs here to make it look a little better. So you can see these have been automatically this one is to expand. Okay, this one is to minimize. Okay, so let's add some stuffs. Of course, we have things like the labels, we have text, we have entry, we have button, we have check buttons, we have radio buttons, we have list box, we have spin box, we have menu button, we have menu, such kind of thing. We have canvas. Okay, there's so many things you can do with this library. Okay, and of course as we move on we shall interact with various functions. Okay, so I want us to add something here just to make it little so we can display the hello world can display the hello world message, because that's a conventional message to display when starting any kind of programming stuff. Okay, so let's create a label. So let's put a comment here. Create a label. Okay, so let's create a variable L, for example. Then we use the function label to create this. Okay, And then this label, of course, is going to be placed inside our window, our parent stuff, which is window. Then we're going to have another variable, another parameter here carried by this function, text to be what we want to display. So in this case, we're going to display hello world. Okay. So okay, from this you can see label is somehow label is somehow, you can see. So we need to import label here. Okay, so from this, let's import label. Okay, so we have it. So let's save this and run this. Okay, let's stop this first. Okay, we need to have our label. This is probably not saved. Okay, this is probably not saved. Let's ensure the changes are saved. Okay, let's ensure these changes are saved, and then run this file. Okay, what's happening here? Okay. This is very nice. It's nice why we don't get this. Okay, now I want to show you something. We have created the label, but we have not packed the label. So the next thing here, we need to pack this label. Okay, we need to pack or arrange this label on the root or window. Okay, again I forgot a D there. So we're going to use a function. So we have the label as L, so we use the pack function. Okay, again this pack function, so this one we're just packing casual. Okay, however there is we have the grid, but now this is the beginning. We're going to use the grid pack later on when we are dealing with some when the project is growing up. Okay, so let's save this and run this to see if our label is added. So you can see the label here. It's added. Okay, so this is very important. This function is very important. It's for packing the label on the window. So however, you can see it's just a casual packed. So there's a function, the grid function, that you will use to arrange the packing on the window. However, that's we'll do that in later videos, okay? Because right now we don't have so much to deal with, just look at the basics, okay? We can also look at something else to add. So let's change the background color, for example, okay? So we can change the background color very fast. Let's change the background color, okay? So again, in the background color we are going to, okay, so we need the background of the whole window. So our window is named root. Remember, root is the variable name we gave to our window, okay? So root, we're going to use a function called configure, okay? We're going to use this function called configure, and then we use this variable bg for background, okay? And then we give it the color green, or which color do you let's give it gray, okay? Let's have gray. Let's save it. And let's run this. You can see. You can see. Other things about this function, the geometry function here. Look at this. I want to show you something. Look at this. Look at this. It's very responsive, right? It's very responsive. Look at it. Okay. Now, so you can see. Now I want to use another function here called minimize. Then I want to show the difference, okay? Let's use this function, min size, okay? Min size. Let's have that function, min size. Okay? Let's have this function. Wrong arguments. Yeah. Okay. So while using this function, you don't need to code this, or you just say it's 500 by 500 for the argument, okay? Now look at this. This is 500 by 500. This is the mean size. So this window can't be shrinked beyond this 5 by 5. You can expand it as much as you want, but you can't shrink it beyond this. This is the minimum mean size, okay? So that's another difference between, if you put this as max size, if you put this as max size, for example, and simply means you can't expand it further. Are you seeing this? So you can't expand this further. You can see you don't even if you try to get to the edges, you don't get there. You don't get the, because it's already at the maximum size. Okay. Can see, okay. You can't expand it beyond this. So there's another function that that's another thing that I want us to learn. These are the basics, entire basics, okay. Let's look at something else that we can add. So we have added the background color. Let's add something like let's create a button, okay. So I want us to create a button here. So first of all, I want us to create a button, okay. So we can create this button anywhere. Let's just create it here. Okay. Let's create a button, okay. This is a button that one clicked, it will do something, okay. So let's create, let's have b as the variable for this, okay. And then we use the function button, very straightforward function, okay. So let's have this function, and then this of course the first argument will be the root, because we're going to create this button on our root, on our window, okay. Let's give it a name. So the name of this button, let's because I want us to create a button that when clicked it displays greeting, so let's call it greeting. Let's call it greeting. Let's just call it greet, okay. This button, when clicked, it displays a greeting, okay. So let's call it greet. Then of course the other parameter in this function is the command. Now the command that will be holding the the function that will be displaying this, okay. So what do we call this command? Let's just name it anything, hello. Okay, just name it anything, okay. Again, we must import this button, okay. We must import it, okay. Because these are inbuilt functions, okay, so we must import them, okay. Then of course we need to pack this button again, so b.pack, okay. So you can see these two are being highlighted. Why? Because they are unknown. So let's make this unknown by just coming here and add button, okay. So now it is known. Now we have these are known, these are function, okay. These are known function. So we are going to create that function, okay. So let's create it somewhere here. Let's create the callback function. Okay, let's create it here. And of course, you just create just Python function hello, just exactly as it is here. Okay, hello callback. Okay, hello callback. You can see the highlight has been eliminated. So run this function and print let's have anything. These are greeting. Okay, let's say something like good evening. That's okay. Okay, that's very okay. So let's save this and let's run it. Okay, again, don't want this. Let me remove this. Okay, let me have the geometry function here so that can just enjoy the responsiveness. Okay, again we need to change this, put this in quotes. Okay, I have to put this in quotes because these are so you can see. So if we click this, you can see the terminal have good evening. Okay, if we click this, you get good evening. Okay, so you can see here good evening. Good evening. Click this button. If you click this button, okay.